Hello. Okay, so quickly let's look at this question, this GCSE question that has to do with cos 60. Finding cos 60 without using a calculator or a four-figure table, if you know what I mean. Okay. Now the first thing you have to do is to draw a, let me clean this off, to draw up an equilateral triangle. First of all, you know equilateral triangle, the properties of equilateral triangle, all the angles are equal. So if we have 60, the three angles will be 60. The side will be 2, 2, 2. Okay. Now, if we have to create a right angle triangle from this, it's going to affect one angle and affect one side. Okay. So the angle that it will be affected will become half, which is 30, 30. And that side that we have 2 will become 1 and 1. Okay. Now, let's cut out the right angle triangle out of it. Let's see how it will look like. Now we have the right angle triangle. Okay. We have the side 2 and the side 1. The angle 60, angle 30. Since it's a right angle triangle, this other side will be angle 90. Okay, for us to find this other side of it, okay, hypotenuse is the 2, the adjacent of 60 is 1, then the opposite is root 3. I'll tell you how to get that root 3 later on. Okay, first, now for us to find cos 60, that is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse, and our adjacent there is 1. Okay, while our hypotenuse is 2. Okay, so adjacent over hypotenuse is 1 over 2. So cos 60 without the use of calculator is 1 over 2. Okay, now looking at this diagram, I want you to find what cos 30 will be. Adjacent over hypotenuse. What is the adjacent of 30 and what is the hypotenuse of 30? Tell me the answer in the comment section. Now remember I said I'm going to show you how I got the square root of 3 when working the Pythagoras theory. Okay, so we're going to look at this the question now. Okay, now using the right angle that you can see, if we have the angle at this point, okay, if we have the angle at this point, our opposite will be at this side of it. The hypotenuse, of course, is always the longest part. Okay, the hypotenuse there. Then we have the adjacent below. Okay, take note of this. Now, if we have to fix the figures attached to, okay, let's fix the figures now. Let's say this is A, this is B and C. Now the A represents the opposite, so type in opposite here. The B represents the adjacent, while the C is the hypotenuse, the longest part, the longest side of the right angle triangle. Okay, now let's see the rule for Pythagoras theory. Now it is a square equals to c square minus b square. Now you notice the c is the hypotenuse and is the longest part. That's why I have to subtract to find the value of a. Okay, so a square equals to c square minus b square. If you have to find b, you take another another formula depending on which side you are looking for. Now let's assume this is 2 using the formula and the angle. Okay, that unshaded angle is 60. We have 2, we have 1. We want to look for that side, the side that is not given. So we have the a square equals to c square, which is 2 minus b square, which is 1. Okay, so we have 2 square. Yes, the 2 at the top there. 2 square minus 1 square, which is the one there below. Okay, you multiply 2 by 2, which is 2 square. That will give you 4. So we have 4. We have 4. Take away the square of 1 is still 1. So 4 take away 1 will give us 3. And you can see 3 is not a perfect square. Okay, to find the value of a, let's reduce this. You find the value of a, your a, you have to find the square will become the square root of the other side. Okay, so we have the square root of 3. That's why we have that side of it to be the square root of 3. Okay, now we have the formula being worked out to find the value of the 3, square root of 3 there. Okay, now looking at the diagram again, where we have 60, we have let's make it bigger. Okay, where we have 60 here at this angle, and we have 30 at the angle there. Now we have the 2 as the hypotenuse, 1 as the adjacent, then 3 the opposite of 60. Now to find cos 30, okay, we want to find cos 30. Now the opposite of cos 30 is 1. The hypotenuse of cos 30 is 2. The adjacent of cos 30 is root 3. So the value of cos 30 will now be adjacent over hypotenuse, which is adjacent root 3 over the hypotenuse, which is 2. Okay, so our cos 30 is root 3 over 2. Great. Okay, now let's take this out. Let's erase this. Okay, using the same diagram, if you are to look for, hold on, if you are to look for the sine 60, sine 60 and sine 30. Okay, if you have to look for sine 60, sine 30, using the same figure, 2, 1, root 3. Okay, find the value of sine 60 and sine 30. Find the value of sine 60 and sine 30. Like